Good morning and welcome to episode 11 of In the Morning with Stephen Ferris. I am Stephen Ferris and this is In the Morning, right? Because it's 11:11 a.m. Did you know that I was born at 11:11 p.m. on August 13th, 1982? Anyway, uh, yeah. um, it's in the morning and today is Monday, March 2nd. 2026. And I did go for a walk this morning. Now, it was a little bit complicated because before I can go on a walk, I want to put on a pair of pants that I like to wear on a walk. And I realized, oh, that pair of pants is in my travel bag in the back of my car. And so I went and opened the hatch on the car and it wasn't in there. And then I thought, oh no, I must have left it at church because I take that to church so that I can change and then go for a run after the service because the church is right by the river there and it's nice to go for a run there on the nature trails and stuff. And, and so I was like, and I left it at church because before I went for the run, a lot of the children at the church wanted to play hide and seek. And so I put the bag down and I played hide and seek with them. And then when I was done playing hide and seek and done with other socializing at church, I just walked out without the bag and went for my run. Came back, just never even thought about it until this morning. So then I started thinking, well, for peace of mind, maybe I should go to church this morning and get it. But then, it gets complicated because tomorrow Wednesday, today's Monday, but tomorrow's Tuesday. Wednesday, there's a free curbside trash pickup. And we have a bunch of stuff that we'd like to put out there to take advantage of that, but we can't put it out until tomorrow. And, the people who are going to put it out tomorrow are probably capable of doing it, but, one has a bad back and the other one is quite elderly. And although I've seen them do stuff before, I just can't in good consciousness let them do it by themselves. And so I suspect that, yes, I could go get my keys today, but it's like, if I can get by without them until tomorrow, then I can kill two birds with one stone. I was thinking I could kill three birds with two stones if I went up there today, got the keys, took some measurements on a trash can, and then helped out this lady by going and trying to find a dolly that would fit that trash can and take the weight that's in that trash can. I mean, it probably weighs at least 300 pounds. Very difficult to move around as it is, but it needs to be mobile. Anyway, but then I was advised not to do that, and and so it seems like tomorrow doing the two birds with one stone is probably the way to go. So that's probably what I'll do. But I have some spare keys that I can use for most things until then, so that'll be fine. So I did finally go on the walk, after dealing with the cat and feeding him and all that. Wasn't really anything noteworthy going on that I saw on the walk. There was some tree trimming going on. By the way, I ran the battery down on my wireless mic on Friday when I did the podcast. I left it on and then went down to the what is it? The county office of where they human help or human assistance. That's right. And that's a miserable place to go. I of course had seen it there for years because I used to live down the street. Uh, I used to live on 27th and O, and this place is on 28th and Q. They have other offices, but that was the one that I knew about, so I went to that one. Um, and I thought maybe I'd do some shopping at the food co-op since it's right next door. But anyway, um, I went in there. I finally figured out where you go in, and then the whole waiting area just smelled like BO. And we're not just talking about armpit BO, but other kinds of odors that come from dirty bodies. And you know, and then there was a woman in there talking to her mom on the phone and just yelling at her and crying, and because she really wanted to talk to her grandmother, and then they were talking trash about her mom, and so I was looking at my ticket number and I was like, okay, well, I can see what number they're on the screen. I think I can wait a little bit. So I started to just go for walks around the block. And every time I did a lap, I would go in and check to see what number they were on, as they would leave those numbers up there for a while and give you a pretty good chance to get to the window before they moved on. So I was doing that, and man, it's just, I mean, besides the body odor, then you get outside, and then there's like all these little kiosks set up around the block, around the whole block, just with tents, and people are giving away free phones, so people kept asking me if I wanted a phone. And then this one guy said that my shorts were too short. He said they had to be below the knees. And it's just a guy giving away phones. He doesn't have any authority. There's no dress code. I mean, can you imagine if they had a dress code at the Department of Human Assistance? Like, nobody could get help, man. I don't know. I was wearing jogging shorts because I thought maybe I'd go for a run on the trip, like afterwards or something too. But anyways, he's giving me a bunch of crap about my jogging shorts being above the knee, and saying, you're not Serena Williams and all this stuff. And I was like, whatever. So I just kept going for my walk, and then, I'd come back, and then the next time I would go around, he'd start talking to me about something else, and it was interesting because every time I went around, he would alternately be mean and harassing, and then the next time he would be friendly and want to know, what I was trying to do and all that, and trying to empathize and whatnot. And then the final time when I was finally all done, I walked out and I told him I'm all done, And then he switched to being mean on that one and started calling me nosy and all this, and the only question I ever asked him was, why's that, when he said that the shorts had to be below the knees. So it just made me think. It's like, wow, all these people that need help are coming here, and this is the kind of crap that they have to put up with, possibly every day, maybe every week, every month. And I've only been there once in my life, and here we are thinking, hey, it's great. We're in liberal California. We're helping people out. And okay, maybe we are, but then they have to go through all of that to try to get the help. It's just like, okay. I don't know. But, but yeah. Anyway. Well, and so that was how I noticed that I had left well, I didn't even notice it. I had the wireless mic on, clipped on my shirt, and I was walking by, and one of the other people who was giving away free phones, who was seemed nice. He noticed it and he was like, "Is that a microphone?" And I was like, "What?" And then I looked down and there it was. So I got to charge those batteries. I could have done it on Friday, but I forgot. So maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But today I'm using this. So anyway, yeah, there was some tree trimming going on in the neighborhood, and a lot of trash at the park. Did not see a red Solo cup today. Maybe it'll be back tonight. No Walmart shopping cart. Um, there is a boat. Now, see, this boat, I used to have these neighbors that I just did not get along with well at all. And, we have a dead end at the end of the street here. It's not a cul-de-sac. The street just dead ends into a wall. And so that house there next to the wall, whoever lives there, uh, you know, depending on who they are and the way they think, they might get the idea that, hey, this whole end of the street, I can use that as my own personal parking lot. And I got to admit that even I've thought of getting a truck and parking it down there. But these neighbors that I used to have that I didn't get along with, the guy bought a trailer and a boat and had his work van down there and his truck. He just filled the whole thing. And then when that family got, when they moved, they got rid of a lot of that stuff. I think I don't think they kept the boat, and I suspect there's this guy who I think is living in the boat, and he tows it through the neighborhood with this old Dodge Ram, and then he'll just park and he does a lot of work on that Dodge Ram. He had the trailer parked with the boat. Looked like he was living out of the boat. Didn't smell good. And then the truck was in front of it, not hitched up. Engine was out. He had a tarp spread out on somebody's lawn. I assume a friend, because he's always, if he's parked in the neighborhood, he's always there. And he had so much stuff on that lawn. I'm sure they would have come out and chased him away if he wasn't somebody that they knew. But yeah, pistons, the whole engine was apart, crankshaft, everything was spread out on that tarp. And then I saw him driving it today, so he finished it, And as much as I hate to see that boat, it's huge. The truck is not up to it. I mean, it's steeply raked towards the rear when the boat is hooked up. And the truck is, half the size of the boat. It's not the safest thing in the world, but he drives it slowly. He probably wore out the last engine. And, but I got to give it to him for finishing the job. That's cool. It inspires me, honestly, because I've been thinking about getting a truck. It's like, I really like old trucks. It'd be cool to fix one up. But then that's going to be, that's a time investment as well as monetary. Even if I set a budget, like there's still going to be some time and some work that's going to have to be done versus, spending the same or just a little bit more money to get maybe a 10-year-old truck, just driving it because it's all ready to go. So I don't know. But anyway, I'm using a spare key. That's how I got out and got back in today. And that's pretty much what's been on my mind today. I got some, my chiltepin peppers, are shooting up leaves now. So that's pretty exciting. And the cat has not escaped for a third time from his pen. So happy about that. And yeah, we'll see. I'll do some more job stuff today probably and work on this balance beam. I might finish the balance beam today. I don't know. We'll see. Or almost. So anyway, oh yeah, I saw that Chevy Caprice again. They were doing some more work on it today. Parked on a different street than usual, across the street from their house. and a bunch of them, the whole family was out there, just like, hood up, and their daughter, who looked like she was like 12 or 13, is out there. Heavy smell of marijuana smoke just around everything, you know. Cool. Uh, but yeah, that's pretty much all for today, I think. So let's just end it there. Well, thanks for watching In the Morning with Stephen Ferris, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. All right.